page that we're going to work on is our pricing page. So this is what the pricing page is going to look like. So let's start with this section called Invest. So in that text box, I'm just going to put in my text. Make sure it's centered. And make that top line heading 1. The rest of it should be normal. And that's it for that. I'm going to hit save. Move on to prices. So that is this section right here where you can have, what services you offer along with your starting prices. So I'm going to hit edit on that. I'm going to insert 3 spacers. Move them all side by side. Alrighty. And then under those spacers, I'm going to put 3 photos. So I'm just going to use the same one for all of them. But you can, put a wedding photo here, an elopement photo, and a photo of a couple, or whatever you want your 3 options to be. So I'm using all, what are these called? Vertical photos. But you can also use horizontal ones, but I think it looks better if you use 3 of the same orientation photo, if that makes sense. So I'm going to hit on this photo and click edit, go over to the design tab and choose poster. Alright, and then I'm going to hit apply. And then where it says right title here, I'm going to put weddings, and subtitle I'm going to put start at $3,000. Alright, and then I'm going to hit save. Alrighty, and then do that for all 3 photos. Change it to poster, apply. I'm going to put elopements, start at $3,000. Okay, and then move on to my 3rd photo, go over to design, poster, engagements or couples or whatever. My subtitle, put start at 400. Okay, so you can see these photos, they get cropped a little bit, but once you hit save, they will go back to normal. Okay, so then I'm going to delete these 3 spacers up here. Alright, and then this text box that's hovering around, I'm going to move it under my left photo, and then I'm going to put in my text. So mine just says what's included. I'm going to make sure that it's centered, make that top line heading 2, and the rest of it is just normal. So then I'm going to add a text box under each of these photos and put in my text. Alright, and then under every text box I'm going to put in a button. I'm going to make that button say contact me. You can put more info or get in touch, whatever you want. I'm going to make my click-through URL contact, change the size to small, and apply. And then I'm going to do that for every photo. Alright, so here's my last button. I'm changing it to say contact me. Click-through URL is my contact page and the size small. Okay, then I'm going to hit apply. And that is it for this section. Then I'm going to scroll down to what you get. So that's this right here. I'm going to, oops, my computer froze. There we go. I'm going to go to edit. This text box that's already here, I'm going to put what you get when you work with me. and make sure that's centered. The top line is heading 1, bottom line, is heading 3. Alright, so then under that, I'm going to add 3 spacers. And then I'm going to move the spacers all side by side. And I'm going to add a text box under my left spacer. Put in my text. I'm going to do the same thing for my middle spacer. Add a text box. Put in my text. And to the spacer on the right, I'm going to add a text box. And I'm going to put in my text. Alright, and then I'm just going to go back and delete all 3 of these spacers to move that text up. Hit save. Alright, so our last section is this let's work section. So that's this page here, or this part. So I'm going to hit edit. I'm going to put in 3 spacers. I'm going to move them side by side. Okay, so under this first spacer, I'm going to put my text. Mine says ready to work together. So I have that as heading 1, aligned to the left. Then under my third spacer, I'm going to put get in touch and let's do this thing. And under that, I'm going to put another contact me button. Alright, and then I'm going to change that alignment to left. Okay. So then I'm going to delete this left spacer and delete this right spacer. And I'm just going to move this over 1 space. Okay? Maybe 1 more. Yeah, I think I like that with the middle spacer being 2 spaces long. Alright, then I'm going to hit save. So this page is coming together pretty nicely. One thing that we need to change is this font here. If you look at the demo page, you'll see that we're using that same font to match the rest of the website. So what you're going to do is go to Home, Design, Site Styles, and you're going to click on one of the photos. And scroll down to where it says Image Block Poster. Okay, so in your downloads you have a folder called Poster Styles. So I'm going to open those screenshots. You know the drill by now. But we're just going to go through and make sure that everything is the same. So image overlay color, I'm going to change this to 0.3. And that just makes it a little bit more opaque so it's easier to read your text. Content width, I'm going to change to 90%. Perfect. I'm going to open my title font screenshot. That is right here. So I'm going to change this to Lust, just to match the rest of the website. And change the size to 76, make it a little bit smaller. Alright, perfect. And my last screenshot is subtitle font. So I'm going to change this to Montserrat. Alright, my size is 25. I'm going to make my spacing 0.17. Text transform, uppercase. Perfect. Alright, now I'm going to hit save. And you'll see this looks a lot more like what we want. Alright, so the next step is the contact page.